Either there's been like a plane crash, or I've missed something here, or my internet's going a bit mental again. Because I'm looking at a grid where drivers are choosing tyres, which would suggest there's been a red flag. So I'm going to just sit here and wait for a minute as we prepare to get this race possibly back underway, or what. But yeah. Honestly, I've had to try and get on to my internet providers for the last couple of weeks. Because, well, it's not my internet, it's basically the block of flats I'm in. They introduced, you know, new internet system, and everyone's very pleased about it. And they say it works brilliantly. Clearly it doesn't. Right, red flag restart. Arnaud will be alongside Casper. It says on my screen that Arnaud's the driver in second still. And indeed he is. We've lost Jordan, we've lost OKK, we've lost Mike Kelterborn from this race. So do you know what? It's probably not the worst time in the world to have internet problems as we head through the first couple of corners once more. In this situation, it looks to me as well like the grid may have been reset. I'm not entirely sure where we're at because, I mean... do you know what? I'm going to wait till the end of the first lap here and hopefully my order will have reset itself, because it still says we've got the starting order from the first grid. Obviously, that's not the case as we have an issue there for Leroy towards the back. It still has the original grid, that's why our DNS are all over the place. But yeah, Jordan, OKK and Mike Keltman are all out of this race. I said this race could produce red flags. It has done. I believe a tyre change under red flag conditions does not count as a mandatory pit stop, because that sort of defeats the purpose of doing mandatory pit stops. As we continue to watch, this is Casper on mediums now, leading the race. Arnaud on hards in second. And Sully, obviously not in third anymore. That looks to me like it's Johannes in third place. And straight into the pits. Look at that. At the end of that first lap, it's going to be Casper. Jordan has now left the session. I've now got a lovely glitch as well with my basically entire system. This is really not going very well, is it? Arnaud is alongside Johannes here. And I'm going to pretty much here have to race with no timing by the looks of it, which is really useful. So it looks like Johannes on soft compound tyres, it has to be said, is now leading here at Imola. Arnaud in second place. There's Ben Shaw in third. I tell you what, this will be a good memory test. Let me just see if I can take all these off the screen. Nah, I knew that wouldn't work. It'll be a good memory test to see if I know what all the liveries look like. I do apologise about this. This is about as frustrating as things could possibly get for me, really, as in terms of internet providers. They've told me that I need to get proof, quote-unquote proof, that their internet system doesn't work. The fact that the last two streams have been in 5 parts now, I think pretty much tells you all you need to know. If this continues to be a problem, it will just be me on a, on a hotspot. It'll have to do for now. Now, into the pits comes Johannes. He went wide there for the penultimate corners. Not a massive surprise. And we'll be looking to see, I think that is Tony coming through. I want to say he now runs third. Make that maybe net 6th, something like that. He's got Jake O'Sullivan in front of him, Ben Harrett behind him, as we head through the first corner again. And let's go and find Casper. Let's see where he is in comparison to Johannes. Looks like he'll be ahead. Should be ahead by a decent amount. And that pit lane is so long as well. The gap that Casper has made here on one outlap is enormous. So fair play to him on that. He is back in what is the net lead of the race. When it comes to actual pit stops, this is a bit annoying to follow. But basically, that first stop, as far as I'm aware, is that red flag stop. So Casper being on 2 stops really means 1 red flag period plus an in-race pit stop. So for everyone to complete their mandatories, assuming there's no safety cars or whatever, they will all need to be on 3 stops by the finish. So let's see Arnaud come through, and he will pit presumably on this lap, but no, he's going to keep going, and he will see how long he can make this last. Behind him, Jake and Tony will continue as well. Right. While we're in a very small lull, I'm going to go back in the lobby and get some timing, because this will get a bit confusing. Of course there was an issue with F1 World Data. When isn't there? Right. Back into a little bit. Actually, I think the issue with those timings basically just came in as a result of me showing up right at the end of a red flag. So, yeah, slightly irritating. Reminder that the bottom driver in the playoffs at the end of this race, so that'll be 8th in the playoff standings, will be out of the championship. As I wait for my game to let me back in. Come on, Codys, sort yourselves out. Well, brilliant.